took over as your state auditor, as your taxpayers watchdog, back in 2003, I've been concerned about where Iowa's headed on a long-term basis financially. And I can tell you, having been at the Capitol the last 7 years, that our elected officials many times have a very short-term vision, and they tend to put blinders on and only worry about 1 year at a time. And we all know from our own personal finances, if we only worried about the short term and we ignored the long term, we wouldn't make the best decisions. So tonight what I'm going to do with you is quickly, I probably just hit something, but I think we're okay. First, give you just a historical perspective of what Iowa's finances look like. And as I walk you through this, this will help set the stage as I talk about the current year budgets that are being talked about and the proposal by the governor's office. So it'll help set that stage. Then, of course, I'm going to give you just a quick glimpse of where we're headed and what the following fiscal year looks like, because that tells us a lot about where we're headed. Take your questions. If you have questions as I'm going along, just raise your hand and we'll try to get those. If I've got it coming up in a future slide, I'll just let you know and stuff. But first off, you have an accountant, a CPA standing in front of you. And I can tell whenever I get in front of an audience, people get excited and move to the front of their chair. Because you know, accountants are so well known for our personalities and ability to talk about numbers in exciting ways. But I know at least a few of you out there have this image saying, oh no, he just gave us a handout, it has charts, it has graphs, it has numbers, he's going to do it to us. Promise, I won't do that to you. But I will give you a flavor of what Iowa's finances look like, and I'm going to try and do that in a clear and understandable way. This first chart just gives you a perspective of Iowa over the last 25 plus years, starting back in 1980. First thing I want you to notice is this blue triangle line that goes right across the top of the chart. You'll notice over here on the right-hand side, that's Iowa's population, about 3 million people. So from 1980 to today, the population that we're serving here in Iowa really hasn't changed. Same number of people. We have a little bit of dip in population and then back up. Next line I want you to notice is the blue diamond line. Starts here at the bottom, has just a nice steady increase. That is 1980 general fund expenditures adjusted for inflation. So if our spending was only going up to the tune of inflation, this is where we'd be at in the more recent years. Next line to notice is the red box line. Starts at the very bottom of the graph, goes to the very top of the graph. That's Iowa's true total cost for providing general fund services. So that's what we're actually spending to provide those general fund services. And then the last one to notice is the green circle line kind of buried there. That is Iowa's revenue stream. A couple of things that you see very quickly on this chart is wherever revenue goes, spending goes, because that's the government habit. Whatever we have, we spend. The other thing you'll notice is as we made those corrections, as revenue went up, look how quickly spending goes up. But when revenue makes a correction, look how hard it is to bring the spending down, because you've developed a program that somebody's depending upon. And I think the really most interesting part of this chart is look from here, this blue diamond line, which is 1980 general fund expenditures adjusted for inflation, and the red box line, true total cost. Look how close those two stayed in tune with each other from 1980 to the mid-1990s. We very much kept our spending increases to the tune of inflation, which is what you'd hope to do, because general revenues are only going to grow to the tune of inflation also, unless you change the structure. But you'll see that once revenue started to grow, we lost total concept with what inflation-adjusted costs look like. And that's what's caused us a lot of problems as we've gone forward.